Welcome into Wave Listens Live. I'm Michael Vanover, joined now by Dr. Abigail Sweeney with Louisville Family Audiology, a familiar face to the program. Dr. Sweeney, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We always love
fun to be on with you.
It is, absolutely. So for the folks at home that aren't familiar with Louisville Family Audiology, can you give us a little bit of background on the company and just kind of how it came to be?
Yeah. So Louisville Family Audiology started in 2016, and we have we've grown from a single audiologist practice that was just me doing everything when we started, and now we have a really strong clinical team as well as support staff. So our motto at Louisville Family Audiology is the hearing healthcare your brain needs with the compassion you deserve. So we're really big about that ear-brain connection and just providing very empathetic, compassionate care to our patients.
And I think so many times when you've been on the show before, you've talked about hearing loss and obviously the need to hear to go through life, but there's a bigger issue going on here other than just hearing. Can you talk about that?
Oh my gosh, I would love to talk about it. It's actually something I'm super passionate about. So hearing loss doesn't just disconnect you from like hearing. It also disconnects you from social connections and interactions. And the thing about connection is we were wired for connection. If you take it back to the beginning in the Bible, I'm going to go back there, and you think about God said it is not good for man to be alone. Why not? Because we need connection. We need social connection. We need emotional connection, and it is so vital for our health. And if you think about hearing loss, what is hearing loss doing? It's disconnecting us from social interactions. If we're disconnected from social interactions, we're also disconnected from emotional interactions. And so loneliness is an epidemic in our culture. And so if we're thinking about loneliness, if you have hearing loss, your risk for being lonely is significantly increased versus somebody who doesn't have hearing loss. And I'm just going to go through some really profound statistics that I looked up in regards to just loneliness and isolation and all of this stuff. So a study in 2020 states that 61% of Americans report feeling lonely. That's a lot. So if you think about
6 out of 10, it's crazy.
Yeah. So and then if you think about it, on top of that, you're as a society, we're already at risk for being lonely. I think a lot of the loneliness has to do with cultural things and cell phones and, all of that stuff. That's a different discussion.
It is.
That's a different discussion for a different day. And one of the reasons I'm actually getting my master's in clinical mental health, because I'm so passionate about this stuff. And I'm also passionate about linking it to hearing loss. But hearing loss then increases the risk. So if 6 out of 10 people have loneliness, if you have hearing loss, your risk is even more. Then we have another study that a psychologist at Brigham Young University did, and she was able to reveal that strong social connections are linked to a 50% increased risk of longevity. So if you have strong social and emotional connections, your chance of living longer increases. However, a lack of social connections can be as damaging to your health as 15 cigarettes a day.
That's insane.
And I mean, Michael, when I read the statistic, I was like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, you knew you wanted to talk about it because you need to talk about it. And I think that so many times, one of the things you say, and you always have, and I think it's so important, and we appreciate the message that you have for Wave Country, untreated hearing loss leads to a lot of this, right? I mean, it's a direct connection. And I think some people, it's not that they don't believe it or they don't know, they just don't know it. They don't connect the dots.
They don't connect the dots. They think that, I'm just not hearing well. No, that's not all of it. I'm not even done yet.
The list is longer.
I'm not done yet, Michael.
She did say she had a lot of good stuff today.
I have a lot of good stuff, yeah. Loneliness and a lack of social and emotional connection leads to a 29% increased risk of heart disease, a 32% increased risk of stroke. Furthermore, socially isolated people face a 50% increased risk of early death.
50. 50. 50.
Jeez.
Wow.
Just from loneliness and a lack of social and emotional connection, y'all. So treating your hearing loss literally could save your life.
Yeah, and it not only can save your life based on the statistics there, but it improves your quality of life. Like, what do you hear about when you help patients and you make a difference in their lives? What are some of the things that really improve their day-to-day life?
This.
No, but I mean, like, but it's every conversation. It's the way they feel. It's the
yes,
you know what I mean?
it's
The
all
list
of
is
it.
long.
Oh, it's all of it. I mean, another statistic on here is
More.
I know
Wait,
there's more. Weaker social relationships have a 64% increased risk of developing clinical depression. 40% higher risk of developing dementia. I mean, literally, the feedback is, why didn't I do it sooner? I have more energy. I can connect with people. I've had grown men crying in my office because they can't hear their grown children. They can't hear their grandchildren. I mean, it is astounding the amount of people that come into our office that have these social, emotional isolation issues that are all over these statistics that you almost can't even wrap your brain around it. You know what I mean? They a lot of times don't have the words because it kind of catches up with you so quickly.
Well,
do you know what I'm saying?
And you kind of, it's like you don't want to bring it up, or you don't want to tell your kids that you're going through it, or you ignore it, or you're stubborn, or the list is long. And I've had loved ones that went through it, and once they finally took that step to improve their hearing, their life just got so much better.
Oh,
and
I
so
mean,
we just need to help encourage our loved ones and people that we know that are suffering in silence to say something, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it really is one of those things that it is a huge investment in your quality of life.
Yeah.
But these statistics show it's a huge investment in your health.
Yes, and your life, not just quality of life.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
in your legitimate health. I mean, if you are socially isolated, what can cause you to be socially isolated? An untreated hearing loss.
Exactly.
So if you are socially isolated, the statistics show that you have a 50% increased risk
That's
of
crazy.
early death.
Well, Dr. Sweeney, we need more time, as always.
I know,
Thank
is it
you
over
It's already over. Thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to having you back.
Yes.
And next time I know you'll bring more statistics. All right.
Thank
Again,
you.
LouisvilleFamilyAudiology.com. The phone number is on your screen. We'll be right back on Wave Listens Live.